I book 13 calls per day with paid advertising. And today's video, I want to show you exactly how we're doing it. And just for the people that think that this is not true, if I just refresh this, okay, you can literally see that it is verified by Hyros. 13 calls per day. And this is for B2B. What we sell is not cheap. We sell expensive stuff. We're looking to generate business leads that are at least over $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. We have some people that come in that are $500 million, $750 million, etc. So if you are looking for people who are businesses, hard to find people, and you're looking to sell expensive stuff, then this is the right place for you. If you don't know me already, my name is Jake. I'm the founder and CEO of Adstra. We help other folks book a whole bunch of calls. And so if you've been relying on cold outreach, you've been relying on referrals, you've been relying on events, you've been begging people to hop on a phone with you and your sales team, this video is perfect for you. I'm going to walk through exactly what the ads look like, what the funnel process looks like, and the back end sequences so you can follow up. And then if you'd rather have it do it, have us do it for you, then you can, go down in the description. There's stuff that you can buy. There's things that you can do, and you can also book a call with us to see if we can help you. So let's jump into it. So first, I think it's most important for everybody to understand that's watching this. What is lead generation? I firmly believe that sales is manipulation unless people come to you. So what I mean by that is that if they reach out to you saying that I need help, it is not manipulation. Sales is a form of manipulation, but it's just less when you're the one that says, hey, why'd you reach out to us? And so the way I like to frame this is, imagine I have a fishing rod and I'm going to fish in some sort of pond, and I'm going to put some sort of bait on there, right? Let's say the bait is like, a little worm. Okay. So I'm fishing with a worm. Now, depending on who you're trying to catch in this pond, your bait's going to be predicated on that. So I always say that if you want deer, right, don't use cheese because you're going to attract rats, right? And we don't want rats. Okay, we want deer, so we're going to use a salt block. So whatever it is that you're trying to get, right, as somebody that you can reel in from the pond, it all comes down to your bait. That is just lead generation 101. That's exactly how it works. The oldest ad in the world was a Merrill Lynch ad. Let's check this out. The best ad in the world was a Merrill Lynch ad. And it was what you ought to know about the stock and bond business. I'm going to save you the pain of reading this entire thing. But first of all, this is a very long ad. Now, long, short, it's just only too boring. There's no such thing as long doesn't work, short doesn't, short works better, long works better than short looks better than long. No, just anything that's not entertaining, not actually valuable. So the key about this is that it was actually valuable. Like, this was the bait of like, hey, let me teach you something first, okay? And then at the bottom here, you'll be able to see that it's like, hey, snip this out and give us your information, okay? Give us your address, give us your name, give us your number, and then also give us your liquid assets, and we'll send you over an investor's report. Okay, that was their bait. And a few things about this. It was contact information, right? Back in the day, it was, address. Now it's just name, number, email, for example. And then it was also like, are you a fit for this, right? What's your qualification? We only keep one because we don't want to add too much, really. The more friction you add, the less customers that you'll get, the less leads you'll get. So you want to really do the number one thing. And in this case, for Merrill Lynch, it was like investors report. They need to know how much liquid assets. And if it's over $1 million, their team can rip the phones and they can send more information, and they can, try to set the appointment. But in your case, it may be employee count. It may be, do you have a need for this right now? Maybe, are you this title? It may be something like that. So it's your job to determine what is the one thing that actually matters. Now, for us on our pages, by the way, I spend a lot of money on this page, and it makes us a lot of money. And if you want to see this page and opt in and get this report, because it's pretty cool, you can click the button below and grab it. But I ask for annual business revenue. Okay, so that way my SDRs and how we triage these leads on the back end of sending emails, follow-up, etc., we know who it is what. Also, we map this field to the ad platform so that when I'm running these ads, it's learning on who is actually a fit. And these calls that come in are only calls of people who are actually a fit above $500K in revenue, because it's really unlikely that if you're above $500,000, it's obviously better if you're above $1 million. You can probably afford $20,000 to $25,000 for our service, but anybody below, it's not really going to make sense. It's not palatable. So we have to make sure that, hey, look, this is expensive. So if it's not going to work for you, there's other stuff that you should get, which is if you are looking at this and you are below $500,000 a year, you should join the school group. It's below. It's pretty cool. You should check that out. And then also there's some low ticket stuff that you can get that can help you kind of get there. And then you can come to us afterwards. As you can see, okay, it's all about the bait. That is the first entryway. Like, every cold prospect sees some sort of worm from us. and we're fishing in the pond. That's it. And the ads are like, if you're this person, if you're a software company, if you're a professional services company, if you're a consulting company, if you are this type of company that sells expensive stuff and you sell something over 50K a year ACV, that is our highest LTV segment. High, small to low middle market is like where we like to be. Of course, we have some pretty large customers, but this is the people we're trying to target. So the ad is saying that, like, are you this person? You should download this thing for free. It's going to help you. I know everybody needs more leads and more booked calls, so it's very obvious people need that. But for you and your business, it may be different. Now, the work required to understand what the bait is the work. It's not running the ad. It's not building the page. It's not doing any of that stuff. That is the work. And this video is really about that, because that is where most people fail, or that is where people succeed. You can have an ugly page. Like the page I just showed you is ugly. The ads you'll probably see are also ugly as well. And the follow-up sequences aren't, they're good, right? But when they come in and they download your report, if you call them within 5 minutes, you will make sales, you will set appointments. That's it, right? And it is complicated for folks who don't really know marketing, don't really understand their customer really well. And that's why folks come to us. And if that's you and you just be like, hey, I trust this guy enough to do it for me, and I can spend 20 to 25K on solving this problem over 4 months, you should book a call below and have a conversation. However, this is the thing that matters the most right here. Because if you're giving away salt blocks and you're looking for deer, you will get deer. People will opt in and they will inquire. And when you call them within 5 minutes, they will pick up your phone. You will have an appointment with them if you have the right conversation. Now, for the sales scripts and all this stuff, like that's a conversation for another YouTube video. However, it pains me to see that people still think that let me just knock their door down and let me just sort of just annoy them enough to have a conversation. It just doesn't work anymore, right? People have, everything that they need to know is at their fingertips. And so we've been trained as humans now with psychology to actually go and get the things that we want because we can find it. So if you can't be found online, if you're not giving away your best stuff, if you're not developing bait and asking people for their name, number, email, and also the qualifying questions, you're going to fail in today's day and age, and you will be fizzled out, because while all your competitors are using AI and building leverage in their business, which by the way, paid ads is just building a lot of leverage, because with capital and code and media, you don't have to put in this time and effort to understand, does this person even need what I have? And is it the right person? And can I contact them? Right? That's what you're missing out on. And so especially the bigger B2B SaaS and B2B professional services company, they don't understand this. They don't understand that maybe our CAC is just extremely high because we have so much people on payroll doing nothing. And 20% of my BDRs and my AEs are doing the work, and 80% they're just there, right? But what if you had people coming to you and they were qualified and they were fit and they downloaded something for free and they got value from you? How much better does that put your business? What position does that put your business in over the next year or so, right? Probably better. So with that being said, that is literally how it works. The ads, not as important. The funnel, not as important. How you follow up, not as important. If you give away bait and you ask for their information in exchange for the bait, and they qualify themselves for the bait, and then you call them as fast as possible as soon as they come in, you will make more money. If you want us to build it for you, book a call below. You got to be able to spend $20,000 to $25,000 over 4 months to be able to, work with us. So if that's not you, do not book a call. Download the free report instead, or join the school group, or you can also get some of the DIY products below as well. That's all below. But that's it for the video. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to see in the future, and I'll probably make it for you. But this is Jake, CEO of Adstra, signing off. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.